because we've got the space, you've got the gear. Let's just invite all these women to train. And so I put a call out for, at that point, it was just for Black and Afro Latina women to learn how to do this camera without feeling like the pressure of, boys around or any white people around, or, like feeling that weirdness that sometimes exists in camera culture. It could be very antagonistic, and just creating a safe space for these beautiful Black girls to come together and learn. And 40 women showed up. Over 40 women showed up to the first one. And then we did another one and even more came. And I made these free events for the community. And because of it being a free event, and it was like, it just made waves, and it splashed in LA. I did another one in New York that was, it was co-ed. It was for Black History Month at Aerie in Queens. It was their first event at their new facility. And so, because of these events that I basically just did on my own and will call up like Sony or other like camera companies to be sponsors, they believed in it and they invested in the Black community and teaching these kids who were all so excited about it. And because of that work, Local 600 asked me to start to become the chairwoman of a women's committee that they never had out in the West Coast. And so right now I asked my friend to co-chair with me, but right now I'm co-chair of the women's committee for Local 600 in LA. And yeah, and so I didn't think that me taking on the responsibility of teaching the next generation, I can't complain about women not knowing camera and then not train the women that look like me in camera. I know I never had it. I had to seek it out, and there was not many women who looked like me doing it that I knew. Like, I think it's just non-existent. It's so rare, and the women that I did see who were older than me, I was just amazed by them because I can't believe what they had gone through themselves, and so I got to know those women and they mentored me today. So yeah, so we're out here in very small numbers, but it's a lot better than even 10 years ago.
Wow. Well, as they say, Rome was not built in a day, built rather. And, anything worth building or worth having, it's going to take time. And, it just has to get to a point where people are talking about you in the room all the time. And again, as I said earlier, when, I just put in DP on Instagram and you popped up. And that's, it's kind of sad because of the fact that there aren't as many as there should be. But in a way, it's good because you guys get to build it the way you want to build it, as opposed to someone else telling you how it should be. You and those other phenomenal women get to build this thing the way it should be built, that it can be advantageous to you and other women of color, actually, doing some absolutely amazing things in the business.